Hi everyone, it's Andrew with River North Gym. Welcome to the next video in our mobility series. On the last video, we talked about the spiderman complex, and this is a good pairing with that. This is another way to open up the hips. I call this the frog stretch. So you might have seen this before as just a static stretch where you're holding it for about a minute or so. I'm going to show you a dynamic version today. It's pretty similar. I just like the dynamic version as a warm-up, especially for squats, because it lengthens the adductors, the muscles of the groin, right? It stretches those while you go into hip flexion, which is what happens when you squat deep. So it's a really good primer for the squatting pattern. And then you can also just turn this into a static stretch and hold it for recovery. All right, so what we're gonna do here is you're gonna start with your hands on the ground, all right, toes together, knees kind of wide, okay? So just like this. This is not a problem for most people, right? And then you're just going to repeat this sequence. So from here, I'm going to kind of lean forward. You can either come to palms or forearms, whatever's more comfortable. I'll start in the palms here. All right, and then you're just going to, right now my big toes are touching. You're just going to drive your feet apart just a little bit. All right, a couple inches, and then settle back to that starting position. All right, hips all the way to the heels. All right, you can again drop your forearms if that's more comfortable. All right, it still isn't too bad here, so I'm going to come out of it. All right, swivel the feet out a little more. All right, and then actually tuck your toes underneath your heels like I just did there. All right, and then again settle back into that position. Starting to feel a little stretch here. Hold this for 3 to 5 seconds. All right, push back up. Drive the heels apart a little more. All right, settle back. So now the stretch is starting to be pretty significant, and you want to make sure that you don't, if you watch this leg here, don't let this heel collapse in because you're going to lose a bunch of the tension, a bunch of the stretch. You have to keep those heels driven out. Again, hold 3 to 5 seconds. Push back up. Widen the heels one more time. Now they're about level with my knees. So before they were in here, inside with the knee, right? Now they're out, lined up. So I'm probably not going to be able to get all the way back into this stretch. This is about the limit of my flexibility here. But again, I'm going to drop back into the hip flexion that I can. All right, and then you can even drop to the forearms again and then kind of push into the floor. That's going to help sink that stretching a little more. I'm just going to hold this for another couple seconds and come out of it. All right. So unlike with the Spider-Man where you felt that a lot in the, kind of like up in like the back end of the hamstring there, up near the glute, right? This one you're almost going to feel in the front here in the adductors and the hip flexors, kind of towards the front of the body. That's why I like these two in combination with each other, because between the two you get pretty much the whole hip girdle. So then this is a good follow-up to the Spider-Man. It only took me, 4 reps there to get all the way through this sequence. I was making bigger jumps with my foot width than I normally would. I recommend just doing an inch or 2 at a time. I was doing about like 3 inches just to get through the sequence a little faster. So about 5 to 8 reps, and then you're holding the stretch for about 3 to 5 seconds. Should be enough for most people. If you can get your heels lined up with the outsides of your knees, then that's indicative of really good hip flexibility. If you feel a stretch before that, it's okay. It's just a limitation you have, and working on stuff like this will help overcome that. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below and let me know what you thought about this drill, and thanks for watching.